Hey guys, Brent Corcio, Robert Showtime here. The ABCA 2024 in Dallas. So it's been a really awesome show. We're sitting here right in the middle. We're sitting here right in between Rawlings and Hit Tracks. Perfect game. So it's great. If you're in the area, come by and see us. You got the legendary Showtime Garcia here, who has TopVelocity in Boca Raton, and has so much going on. And I'm excited to interview him today so we can learn about all these insane things that he's been building and creating and developing in Boca Raton. So what's up, Robert? How's it going, man?
Salud. What's up, everybody? I'm glad for this invitation. Thank Grant and TopVelocity. We're here in Dallas and excited to share our journey and our little success with our testimonial.
Yes. And so, Robert, and you started. I remember when you first came in. You started as a player, and you were at the end of your career, and you had a good career in Mexico. And I mean, let's go into a little bit about your career, and you had a huge transformation with us, and it really kind of lit the fire in you to take it in your own career, and then wanting to do it with players and build athletes yourself. So, tell us kind of how you found Tavi and like where you were and what you had overcome, and why did it lead to you coaching,
Yeah. The true story is that I did it for myself as a professional baseball player. I was playing in Mexico and my velocity dramatically dropped. So I was struggling getting my velocity up at a professional level. That's something that is really important for you as a pitcher, as a confier, right? So that's when I was researching about TopVelocity, and I talked to Rent. I decided to take an off season and try the program, and in less than 3 weeks, I become a testimonial of the program. I increased. I believe I was like 26 years old when I did the program. I was old and broke and didn't have mobility. I remember Rent's face when he saw me the first day doing the evaluations. He was laughing at me, saying like, no chance this guy is a professional pitcher, because that bad I was struggling at that moment, you know? So I don't know, what were your thoughts when you first saw me at the camp?
Well, I mean, if you know Showtime, he has his image. You were wearing your own gear at the time, but he was overweight. He's in great shape now. He looked like he was struggling. So it was, I mean, you're the kind of case where I was like, hey, we can't get any worse, we can only get better. So
yeah, so that's where everything started. I remember I was 81 at that camp.
Yeah, right.
And I was weighing 100%. Suddenly, I learned the program, I learned the science, and in less than 3 weeks, I gained my velocity back all the way to 90, 91, and that's when I clicked. And suddenly COVID happened.
Yeah, COVID. Yeah.
And suddenly we create a great environment there where while I was doing the program, I was still helping the guys in the facility. And I saw that my impact was helping them to get the same results that we all want, that was getting to the 90 plus testimonial range. So that's when I started thinking that this is something what we really need in Latino America, and nobody yet know about that. Because TopVelocity, few people know about that in Latino America, but really they didn't have the information of actually what was TopVelocity there. So I start with my journey posting stories. I will post like 30 stories on TopVelocity history, my personal, my journey, and suddenly it got to that point where I needed to decide either I was going to keep doing this as a coach or keep doing this as a player. And I fully love coaching and helping people, and that's when we talked and decided to give up my career and decide to start experimenting this in Latin America. And I remember by the time I was doing my internship, college internship, to get graduated at TopVelocity, and my project was that starting this new project for Latin America in Spanish, And that's when all this journey started. I was lucky enough to open the franchise in Boca Raton, Florida, and start coaching. And I've been lucky to get good athletes, good players that are willing to put their work, and through the system, we have get them to the professional level.
Yeah, and Robert really set the tone every time he was in the facility. He kind of set the motto of PR every day. I remember you were trying to PR on something every single day. And that excitement is really what got people around you having success as well. That energy was really powerful. So that's why, Robert, if you watch him, you should watch him on social media and how he works. A lot of energy. He brings a lot of energy in Boca, and you can see it really or the guys that train with him at Boca feed on it really well and have a lot of success.
Yeah. We were talking about off cameras about that the most important thing is creating a good culture and a good environment where the players, they go there, work and compete and get better every day.
Exactly. And so Robert, when he went into Boca, it was a real cool moment because you were interning and you were like, I really want to open a Top V in Miami. And the challenge was finances, and it just literally doors open for Robert, and couldn't be planned any better. And he really capitalized on it, and it happened so quickly. I mean, you were having success pretty much right out of the gate with it. And it just shows how hard Robert works and what he brings when he goes to work. But so many things have happened from that day you first started to where you are now. And I mean, I hate to say you are the Latin market, but he works with Americans, everybody. But he's really, really brought this hard to the Latin market and done really well with it. Talk about what was it like when you first started doing all those clinics in Mexico and Puerto Rico, wherever you went. Talk about how is it being received when you went out and you started showing the Latin world these methods?
Well, it will come to my purpose in life, right? That's when I figure out that coaching, that was my real purpose in life, and impacting and helping people like I did with Jerome Martinez. Because I remember my first clinic, I did it for free. I traveled to a town in Mexico, Coahuila, took a plane, and on driving, they took me 5 hours to mountains. And when I was doing my first clinic in front of these people of low income, it was for free. And I have 40 guys there listen to me. I broke. I cried. I couldn't keep continuing. That was a special move. Because I figured out that this is my why. This is why I was brought to Earth. This is why I went through what I went through as a successful baseball player, because people doesn't realize that I also pitch in college. And I have really successful stories in college, in Tallahassee Community College. I even played high school in Puerto Rico with big now superstars. So thinking on my life, I think God put me on this path with these incredible baseball people to have this amazing journey now to be in the shoes that I am. That's why I think doors opened me so quickly in Boca, and things happen fluidly, because now I'm in a place that I can impact, coach, and help a lot of people that I see myself in the shoes of those people. And what will be Robert Garcia when he was 15, 16 years old if he wouldn't have a facility, a program, a Robert Garcia pitching coach that mentored him to get him to where I'm helping these players. So for me, I think that was the moment, because I remember when I debuted professional baseball, it wasn't the feeling compared to when I did my first clinic. So from there, it's just a fire inside, the fire inside that motivate me to wake up every day at 7 a.m. And, I feel like I'm millionaire and successful because I wake up every day to do what I love and impact people, which is the most important thing for me in life. We always talk about that, brand. We want to create a legacy, and we want to help and impact as many people and players as we can through a good program, which is Top Velocity. But that for me is the purpose, changing life and impact through baseball. And we have the opportunity to do that through Top Velocity. And I'm really thankful and thankful and grateful that you really give me that trust.
Yeah.
And having helped me to get where I am, and now starting this business in Boca Raton and Latin America. And
well, you've been one of the best, representations of what we do. And, you tell them what you have at Boca, how amazing the whole setup is. Talk about Elevate and how you work with Elevate.
Yeah. Huge shout out to Elevate, the director, Todd Moser. I think we have combined TopVelocity, Showtime Athletes, and Elevate, and that has make a fine product where not just the guys go there and train in a luxury facility in Boca Raton, but also they have the ability with Elevate and the academy to go compete and bring the training to real life, to real games against good competition. Because as we all know, Florida is one of the best things in baseball as a competition, and having Elevate and TopVelocity and of course the Showtime Athletes, a talented group of people that come from all over Latin America. I think that has been working really good, blending together to get the results that now we see today, getting those people to the best level.
Tell them about the layout, how it works in Boca, what they have.
Yeah, well, basically, the first time with you and saw the facility, we were like, man, this is perfect.
Yeah,
The setup on the facility was already perfect. We have the mobility area.
Yeah.
We have the Olympic lifting area. Even we have batting cages for the ceiling. We have the drive for the speed and agility.
Yeah.
And we have the space to create the lane. So basically, we create something different in the industry of baseball that we teach that in a warehouse we can create elite baseball players.
Yeah.
Because the comment was like, you gotta go to find a track. You gotta go find where to play catch in a field.
Yeah.
You then gotta go drive to a gym and do workout.
Yeah.
So with TopVelocity and this model of a workout and producing the results, I think that's when all the academies and baseball start copying our modeling and figuring out that having a warehouse where you can actually teach baseball and train baseball is actually successful.
You're exactly right. And then y'all have fields, dorms. Tell them about the dorms and everything.
Yeah. The dorm situation is Elevate Baseball Academy where we share half and half. Half of the kids that are doing on the Elevate program and half of the kids that are Showtime Athletes and TopVelocity train and lead. We have that opportunity to offer. It's a really nice academy in Delray Beach, Florida, like literally a couple blocks from Delray Beach. And also we have a professional amazing seal, it cannot get any better for any young player that actually want to have the full experience.
Yeah.
And of course, you all have seen our luxury indoor baseball facility in Boca Raton, Florida, that is TopVelocity Boca Raton.
Exactly. So it's amazing. You should check it out. Search TopVelocity Boca Raton on any social media, you'll find it. But, there's more to it. I mean, tell them about what Showtime Athletes is and how Showtime Athletes works with TopVelocity.
Yeah, basically, Showtime Athletes is giving back to the community, to all those Latin American players that have talent, but that doesn't have the resources. So it all came with the idea of traveling, giving back to Latin America, doing these clinics. And during these clinics, that's where I start finding out young talent that need help. So that's where we find Juan Casares that he's signing now with Seattle Mariners. The Showtime Athletes is more like a foundation where we scholarship these talented young American Latin players that through our program, Top Velocity, Boca Raton, Florida, and through the academy, Elevate, they get that exposure, that competition, and also we just close a deal with Perfect Game, Prospect Select, where they also can get that exposure for the scouts, and it's good to help these guys, and that's actually what fired me and motivated me. That through this Showtime Atlas Foundation, we have the opportunity to impact the work, impact players, impact life through our program, TopVelocity.
So talk about some of the studs that have come through Showtime Athletes, Jeter, Juan. You just go over some of their stories and how they were built into these really impressive ball players, man.
Yeah, short, long story about Jeter Martinez. We find out that guy, he reached out to me with scholarship, and we took care of him about a year and a half. But that guy was an athlete that the first moment he showed to my facility, I knew I was working with a super special talented, right? So it only took him 3 months to get from 78 to 90 miles per hour, and 10 months later, we signed him with Seattle Mariners for $600,000, and he was the #1 player in the whole country of Mexico and 42 international for MLB. And right now, he's considered on his first season prospect number 27 of the whole organization for Seattle Mariners, and he's a guy that he's 17 years old, and he has top 97 miles per hour as a starter, right? So
yeah,
pretty much he's the face right now of Showtime Athletes and Top Velocity Boca Raton, because he represents the philosophy and the values and principles that we teach in our program.
Right, and he came to you when he was 14 or 15. So talk about what kind of work ethic did he have? What were the things that really helped him transform and become so dominant? What took off in his training? What did he really commit to and invest in his training that really paid off forever?
Well, basically, no magic pill or formula. Is hard work, and this program is designed for that people who want to put the time and work. And to be honest, I break you down 7 a.m. beach workouts, speed and agility. Then they go back, do breakfast, and we head up at 10 in the morning to the facility. And that's where they spend 2 to 3 hours in mobility. That's where they spend 1 hour on the throwing program, another hour on lifting, lunch break, and then they do extra drills work. So basically, they are training 7 to 8 hours, if not even more, daily basis. So that's why these guys can become super athletes. That's what on social media, they just see the results, but they actually doesn't have a close idea of how many hours these baseball players are training to get that super athlete and get those elite results.
Well, cool, man. Any word of advice or anything you want to put out there for them to learn about you or learn about TopVelocity Boca Raton?
To all the viewers and followers of Top Velocity, this is a great system. It really has helped me help a lot of baseball players, especially pitchers, and whoever is interested to learn more about Top Velocity, the culture, and I know you have opened the franchise model. I highly recommend it and invite everybody to reach out Brent Porcio, the CEO, and talk and learn more about how you guys can become part of this industry.
So how can they find you? What's the best way for them to reach out?
The best way to reach out to me is follow me through social media, Top Velocity Boca Raton, and also support Showtime Athletes. And every if you visit in Florida, don't miss and step go for a tour and say hi to us. We are there located in Boca Raton, Florida.
All right, guys. So that's Robert's showtime at TopVelocity Boca Raton. Brent Porcer here at the ABCA convention in Dallas. So if you're around, come meet us, booth 817, and we'll see you on the next one.